action figure fans, and happy holidays. On today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at the new Marvel Legends Avengers Endgame Stormbreaker prop replica. Now, I've taken a look at a few of the Marvel Legends props in previous videos. I've done the Iron Man helmet, I've done the Captain America shield, Mjolnir. There's a lot of really good ones that are out there, but this is one that I was really looking forward to because it is massive. Now, Stormbreaker in the Marvel Cinematic Universe takes on a little bit different of an origin story than what it actually had. Originally, this was a weapon that was created by Odin and Eitri in that wonderful place of Nidavellir for Beta Ray Bill, who was able to wield Mjolnir because he himself was also worthy. But Mjolnir was Thor's weapon, so Odin decided to give him one just as powerful. But that's not what we got with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Due to Hela in the events in Ragnarok, Mjolnir has been destroyed. And while Odin explained that the hammer was not the source of Thor's power, it was always meant to help focus it. And losing Mjolnir kinda lost that focus for Thor. So he needed a new weapon that would be strong enough and powerful enough to go up against Thanos, and of course the Infinity Gauntlet. So him, Tree, and Rabbit all took a trip to Nidavellir, where again he sought the help of Eitri the Dwarf, and Stormbreaker in the MCU was created. And it's absolutely incredible. The power of it is unreal. And you can see by the sheer size of the box, this thing is massive. I mean, if I stand this up, I mean, that's a tall box. This thing is huge. It's absolutely massive, but is also really quite impressive nonetheless. You got a really cool up-close image of Stormbreaker right there. First, you got the Avengers Endgame logo right there. You got Thor holding it. Top section here has an up-close image of the top of Stormbreaker. Back here has an image of the product itself. It's got, you know, the lights and sounds and all that kind of stuff. Bottom here has nothing. Side here has a few things. You got a real up-close image of Thor right there. One of my favorite scenes in Endgame was when Thor summoned both Stormbreaker and Mjolnir, and he had them both in his hand at the same time. That was just amazing. But for the packaging on this guy, that's about it. So without further ado, let's get it out here and see how cool it actually is. And here it is. And this thing is massive. Now, when you get it out of the package, there is some assembly that is required. You can see right here is the separation piece. This lower part here comes separate, and then the head of it comes in a separate piece. You do have to plug it in, screw it in, and then you also do have to install the batteries. That is a little bit tricky to do. This front piece here, you can kind of see there is like a rubbery material here that kind of just fits around it. To get this whole rubber section off, it is a little bit tricky to do. But you can kind of see it does sort of separate, and then you come up and kind of just wiggle everything loose, and now you have this piece off. It is, like I said, it's a little bit tricky to do, but here's the battery compartment. But I gotta be very careful not to hit the on button. But like I said, then you also do insert the handle of it, and then you're going to screw it in so that it solidly connects the two. And then you're going to just take this, kind of go up and under, and kind of just slam that in there. Oh, I didn't have it all the way in. So there we go. There. But when you've done that, you have an absolutely amazing prop toy. Now, I do say that this is a prop toy because it still has a slightly toy-ish feel when you compare it to other prop replicas. It is perfectly serviceable as a prop replica, but because of the materials, like the plastic and everything, I still put it in a prop toy category. But I really don't know how they could have done it. I mean, if you made this out of metal, that would have made it almost entirely unwieldy. As it is, this is about 43 inches from the bottom of Groot's arm to the top bit right here, because as you can see, the top of the blade does stick out a little bit further. And it weighs a little over 7 pounds as is. Now, the majority of the weight is obviously in the head section, where the lights, the sounds, all the electronics and batteries and all that stuff, that's all inside there. So, as I said, it is substantial. And for really about $150, this is an amazing mass release prop. One thing that's amazing is throughout here, and you can kind of see this really nice wood sort of pattern on here. It is rubbery, but what's also nice is that there is a metal rod that does run through. I don't know how far it goes down, but when you connect it into this section here, it's a metal pipe. So it does have a solid feel. Like, I mean, you're able to move that around. Now, it does have a little bit of wiggle to it, but I don't feel like it's going to come off or break or anything, which is a really nice feel. I love the fact that, you know, it's a little bit bigger down here. You can see great detail on the inside of that. I mean, obviously this was Groot's arm. I mean, so it's going to be pretty long. And it wrapped up here. His fingers grabbed hold of it because they couldn't find the handle, and they needed to get this done to give life back to Thor. This thing is a kingly weapon. As we saw in Infinity War, there is speculation as to why it was able to do this, but when Thor threw it, and oh, there it goes, and it impaled Thanos' chest, it's already ruined now, this, because it's going to keep going, but it completely absorbed the blast of the full Infinity Gauntlet. Now, the speculation is that Thanos didn't really know what was being thrown his way. He didn't anticipate it being that powerful, and because of that, he didn't really utilize the full power of it. So, depending on how you want to look at it, it's still an extremely powerful weapon. Made out of the enchanted metal Uru, it is almost as powerful as Mjolnir. The only real difference between these two is the fact that Odin has put an enchantment on this that whoever is worthy can actually pick it up. That enchantment was never put on Stormbreaker. So when this is set down, nobody can lift it up unless they're worthy. Anybody can use this. And you saw even Captain America was able to hold this. I mean, obviously we already know that he's worthy to do this, so he'd probably be worthy to do this as well. So that's really the only difference. This, though, has the powerful ability to summon the Bifrost, which is a whole another level of power. I do believe that in terms of the mythology of things, this is a stronger weapon than Mjolnir. Now, that may not be accurate in terms of comic book storytelling, but I feel in the MCU, that's what they're going with this guy. But amazing detail throughout the entire thing. There are some runes on here that I don't know what they say, but you got some down here. You have some, you got some on this side. I'm sure it does say something, but it's not that enchantment that we're used to with various things. But this is cool, and you can see, oh, and there it goes. I hit the button again. Now, when you hit it, you can see that it does light up nicely. I am activating it by pushing this button here. So, now one thing that's cool is there's material in this that gives almost like a lightning effect. You can kind of see it throughout there. Let me see if I can get it in the good. Oh yeah, you can really see it there. So you got the little lightning pattern. You also have that on this side as well. So yeah, oh yeah, you can totally see that through there. Now, as you're seeing, there is red lights in here. I don't really like the red light, to be totally honest. I feel it should be a blue light because that's more consistent with the color of lightning. The white looks good. The red, I'm not a big fan of. But you can activate it like that, obviously, by hitting that button. Also, moving it around, you get activation sounds. I would imagine the hitting thing, it's a little delayed, but as you're swinging this around, you got the sound effects. So that's cool. Whereas this one, you have that. So now, this is awesome. Super cool. So you can swing this around and get it. You do also have that really cool feature where you can speak to this and say, whoever holds this hammer, if you be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor. I messed that up. Thor. You have that extra effect. Now, granted, this, I remember complaining about like the toy aspect with that and then the underside with the controls and such. This doesn't have that. So it does do a better job of looking more like a prop than I think anything else. I don't really know what else to say. Like, I mean, I love, like I said, this is all kind of like a rubbery material, and it's very loud, as you can also hear. That's impressive. So I'm going to set that down for a second, just so it can calm down. So let's go. Are you done? You done? So it automatically will turn off. You'll know it because it will go into a cycle like this. It does this sound a couple times. Then it stops. Wait a couple seconds, and then we'll have one final blast. And now it's actually turned off. So now I can take this and swing this around and nothing's going to happen. So while this one had an on and off switch underneath there that you can see at the bottom section, this one does not. It automatically turns off after some time, which I like a whole lot more because, again, that on-off switch there at the bottom made this look a little bit more like a toy, and that always bothered me. I love the fact that maybe they listen to me, who knows, but I love the fact that they incorporated everything like the on and off in this. Ultimately, this is the biggest prop that Marvel has done in their new Marvel Legends line, and I think that this is a great one to have used. This is fantastic. The weight is substantial. If you're walking around a convention carrying this, it's gonna do something for your arms, you know. And I love the fact that the button is there that you can. Like I said, the only thing that I don't like is, like, the white light is great. That red light there, I'm not a big fan of. I wish they would have used, like I said, a blue light, but that is just super, super cool. Honestly, I cannot recommend this enough to you guys. If you are a fan of Thor, if you're a fan of Beta Ray Bill, even though that this doesn't look like the one that Beta Ray used in the cartoons, it's still fairly similar with a hammer and a axe section. It's very similar. Obviously, the handle's a little bit different, but it's going through its cycling thing right now, which I'm kind of surprised that it did it as quickly as that. That's kind of strange. Maybe I'm not swinging it around, but there you go. Now it's off. But like I said, I do wish that they replaced that red light in here with the blue one. I don't know honestly, if there's really a way to take this whole thing apart to be able to do that. Oh, wait a minute. Oh no, I can't figure out what that says. I thought maybe I could translate. Maybe you guys can. Oh, and there it is. Maybe you guys can translate those runes right there. I did watch a video where somebody actually did translate these. You know, kudos to her for doing it. I did not, so it is what it is. But absolutely would recommend picking this up, guys. So if you are a fan, it is in stock. It is available right now over at Big Bad Toy Store. For that, I'll put a link right down there in the video description where you can go there and check out availability on this, as well as the rest of the wide range of Marvel Legend props. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. So once again, I want to thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed the video, do me one real quick thing. That's just hit that thumbs up button. That one very small gesture, believe it or not, really does go a long way towards helping me out, and I would really very much appreciate it. Also, I got to send a huge shout out to all of my patrons and channel members who, through their continued support, now more than ever help to make reviews like this possible. And if you'd like information on how you can help support my channel by becoming a patron like these guys, feel free to check out my Patreon page at patreon.com/Optibotimus. Or if you want to keep all of your perks and rewards right here on YouTube like these guys do, consider becoming a member of Optibotimus Plus. For that, all you have to do is click on that little join button right down there. And as always, remember that the real trouble with the world is that too many people grow up. Thank you for watching and taking the time to be a kid.